Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, how are you? Welcome to the online class of Greenfield School and College. So today we'll read a passage and we'll solve fill in the blanks based on the information from text. So let's read the text first. We discussed the text earlier. It's about roots. So let's read. Everyone wants to share his or her happiness with their near and dear ones. তো সবাই তার কাছের দূরের আপনজনের সাথে তার হ্যাপিনেস ভাগাভাগি করতে চায়. That's why people rush for their home despite serious hazards. যার ফলে মানুষ মারাত্মক ঝুঁকি এড়িয়ে বাড়ির দিকে ধাবিত হয়. This is the pull of the roots. এটাকে বলা হচ্ছে শিকড়ের টান. So do human beings have roots like the trees? মানুষের কি এরকম গাছের মতো শিকড় আছে? The answer is yes. উত্তরটি হবে হ্যাঁ. But unlike the roots of the trees, they are invisible. কিন্তু গাছের শিকড়ের মতো নয়, এগুলো হচ্ছে অদৃশ্য. They lie in our minds. এবং এরা আমাদের মনের মাঝে গ্রথিত. Is the roots that make a bond between us and family members, in-laws, friends, neighbors, or even between us and the land where we were born and grew up. এবং এটা হচ্ছে শিকড় যেটা আমাদের মাঝে এবং আমাদের পরিবারের মাঝে, আত্মীয় স্বজন, বন্ধু বান্ধব, প্রতিবেশী এর মাঝে একটা বন্ধন তৈরি করে. or even between us and the land where we are born and grew up. এবং এমন একটি কেবল প্রতিবেশী বন্ধু সংখ্যা নয়, একই সাথে ওই ভূমি অথবা স্থান যেখানে আমরা বড় হয়েছিলাম, জন্মগ্রহণ করেছিলাম, ওই স্থানের প্রতি একটা বন্ধন তৈরি করে. Wherever we stay, আমরা যেখানেই অবস্থান করি, we have a continuous pull of our roots. আমাদের সবসময় একটা শিকড়ের টান চলমান থাকে. It's our roots that develop our identity, making us what we are. এবং এটা হচ্ছে শিকড় যেটা আমাদের আইডেন্টিটি তৈরি করে এবং প্রুফ করে যে আমরা আসলে কি. So when we lose that bond, যখন আমরা সেই বন্ধনটি হারিয়ে ফেলি, we become rootless. আমরা শিকড়হীন হয়ে যাই. Without roots we are non-identity. এবং শিকড় ছাড়া আমাদের কোনো পরিচয় থাকে না, আমরা পরিচয়হীন হয়ে যাই. Such persons are devoid of values, humanity and social responsibilities. এবং ওই লোকগুলো মূল্যবোধ, মানবতা এবং সামাজিক দায়বদ্ধতা বিহীন হয়ে থাকে. তাদের মাঝে ওগুলো থাকে না. They don't know where they are from. তারা জানে না তারা কোথা থেকে আসছে. or where they are heading towards. এবং তারা কোথায় যাচ্ছে. These often makes them feel empty and lost. এবং এটা তাদেরকে শূন্যত করে দেয় এবং হারিয়ে দেয়. So we had this type of passage in our text, and there we came to know that a human being, wherever they are, they feel they have a bond, or they feel an emotion towards their land where they were born, grew up, and towards the family members, relatives, neighbors, and it develops their identity. And if anybody lost that bond, he or she becomes rootless. And without that root, they do not have any identity. And those persons who are devoid of who do not have any roots, they are devoid of values, humanity, social responsibilities, liabilities and other things. And they actually তারা জানে না তারা কোথা থেকে আসছে এবং কোথায় যাবে, এবং এটা তাদেরকে শূন্য এবং এক প্রকার নিখোঁজের মতো করে দেয়. সেটা আমরা জানলাম যে এখানে মানুষের যে শিকড়ের প্রতি টান এবং এটা মানুষকে কীভাবে তার নিজের শিকড়ের দিকে ধাবিত করে। So এখন now we'll solve an exercise, fill in the blanks regarding this passage. It says, by nature human being dash to share his or her feeling with near and dear ones. This invisible dash for each other lies in our hearts. It always pulls us to dash back to our roots. It develops our dash to know who we are. And if we deny our roots, we'll deny our existence. So we can't but dash our roots. So we know that we came to know that this fill in the blanks also have from text but in customized. So let's try to guess the answer, assume the answer. So you can try by yourself, but I am saying the answer here. So by nature human being dash to share his or her feeling with near and dear ones. So human being actually what does they like to do? So they loves to share, or they likes to share. So human being loves, you can write loves here, to share his or her feeling with near and dear ones. And these invisible dash for each other lies in our hearts. So these invisible actually feelings, so these invisible feeling for each other lies in our hearts. It always pulls us to dash to our roots, to go back to our roots. It develops our dash to know who we are. So it develops our identity to know who we are. If we deny our roots, we will deny our existence. So we can't but dash our roots. So we can't but sustain our roots, firm our roots. ধারণ করতে হবে। তাহলে প্রথমটা ছিল যে হিউম্যান বিংস কি করতে পছন্দ করে, সে লাভস টু শেয়ার, এবং দিস ইনভিজিবল এই অদৃশ্য, তাহলে এই অদৃশ্য হচ্ছে ফিলিং। and 3 number it always pulls us to dash, তাহলে to go back or come back, to go back to our roots. as it develops, এটা উন্নত করে কি, our identity to know who we are, আমরা কে এটা জানতে এটা সহায়তা করে। and if we deny our roots, যদি আমরা আমাদের শিকড় ত্যাগ করি, so we'll deny our existence, আমরা আমাদের অস্তিত্বকে অস্বীকার করব। so we can't but, তাহলে আমাদেরকে কি করতে হবে, সাস্টেইন করতে হবে, বজায় রাখতে হবে। so we can't but sustain our roots, firm our roots, nourish our roots, remember our roots, this much. So hopefully you understood this. These two of things will come in the exam and you can answer this. So we learned, we went through a passage and we solved an exercise regarding fill in the blanks and information taken from passage but not directly, so it is customized. So hopefully you understood this. Now we will solve a table matching. So we have also table to match. So what happens in this case, it's not about root, it's a different thing. 3 columns are given and you to construct meaningful sentence. Okay, so not to write with the symbol, you to construct the sentence, writing the clues at the beginning. So let's read. First one, education means Then it comes the purpose of education. Third one, education makes us. Fourth one, education. Fifth one, education. And column B says conscious of our rights, frees a man, aims at, is to enlighten, the receiving of formal learning. Column C, the individual, removing the darkness from restriction from any education institution and responsibilities. So no particular grammar rules for this. It's all about your IQ, and we see the example. We go through different articles, passages, text, and there we see how sentences are constructed. So in this way we solve this with meaningful connections. So we have to make a coherence, and we'll solve in this way. So first it comes education means. So education means what? So here as verb is given, so no verb is to take. So education means the receiving of formal learning. So from where we learn formal learning? From any institution, is it? So from any education institution. So first sentence comes, education means the receiving of formal learning from any education institution. Sit gone. Now the purpose of education, উদ্দেশ্য। So শিক্ষার উদ্দেশ্য কি? So it says the purpose of education is to enlighten, আলোকিত করা কাকে? একজন ব্যক্তিকে, the individual. So the purpose of education is to enlighten the individual. C, education makes us conscious of our rights and responsibilities. So the C comes, education makes us conscious of our rights and responsibilities. Number D says education frees a man from restriction. যে কোনো বাধা থেকে, বিপত্তি থেকে শিক্ষা একজন মানুষকে মুক্ত করে। The last one it comes, education aims at, কি লক্ষ্য? Removing the darkness, অজ্ঞতা দূর করা। So we got 5 sentences. First one, it says education means the receiving of formal learning from any education institution. Number B, it says the purpose of education is to enlighten the individual. Number C, education makes us conscious of our rights and responsibilities. Number D, education frees a man from restrictions. And number E, education aims at removing the darkness. তাহলে প্রথমটা বলা হচ্ছে শিক্ষার উদ্দেশ্য হচ্ছে একটা শিক্ষা প্রতিষ্ঠান থেকে, প্রাতিষ্ঠানিক শিক্ষা বলতে বোঝায় একটা প্রাতিষ্ঠানিক প্রতিষ্ঠান থেকে ফর্মাল লার্নিং, প্রথাগত যেই শিক্ষা এটা গ্রহণ করা। এরপর হচ্ছে পারপোজ অফ এডুকেশন, শিক্ষার উদ্দেশ্য হচ্ছে একজন ব্যক্তিকে আলোকিত করা, 3 নম্বর হচ্ছে একজন শিক্ষা একজন মানুষকে তার দায়িত্ব এবং কর্তব্য সম্পর্কে অধিকার সম্পর্কে সচেতন করে তোলে। So you can make us conscious of our rights and responsibilities. D number, education frees a man from restrictions. একজন মানুষকে বাধা অথবা যে বিপত্তিগুলো আছে এগুলো থেকে দূর করে। And number E, education aims at removing the darkness. শিক্ষা অজ্ঞতা দূর করে। So we have finished matching the table. So as I said earlier, how we'll solve, we'll write the complete sentence and writing the clues at the beginning, like A plus B plus like I4. In this way you will complete the clues first, then you will write the sentence. So we are done for today's lecture. What we learned, we completed a math table with column A, B and C when constructed 5 complete sentences. And earlier we have gone through a passage about roots, and based on the passage we completed or solved an exercise, gap filling activities without clues, but the information taken from the information indirectly or directly taken from the passage, means completing the fill in the blanks with the information based on the text. And so here in the passage we came to know it's about human beings thirst to meet his family members, roots, or the lands where he was born. So every year we see that during Eid vacation people rush to their village. They like to pass their vacation with their nearest and dearest ones, and this is the thing that why people go there, taking the risk of facing accidents or in trouble. Sometimes they face death also, but nothing can restrain them. They go there facing many difficulties, and this is not a silly thing. And the author termed this as the root of people, and that creates a bond, make a bond between us and our family members and neighbors, relatives, in-laws, and the land where we are born and grew up. And then later writer says, wherever we go, everywhere we feel the pull of the roots, and this is the root that develops our identity to know where we are going and what we are. And if anyone loses that identity, he or she becomes a person of no identity, and those persons are devoid of values, humanities, social responsibilities, and many other things, and they don't know where they are from and where they are going, and these sometimes make them empty and lost. So we should sustain our roots. We should belong to our family members and the surroundings. Then we will feel the values, responsibilities towards our society. So after this, then we solve the exercise, like human being loves to share his or her feelings with near and dear ones, and this invisible feeling for each other lies in our hearts. It always pulls us to go back to our roots. It develops our identity to know who we are, and if we deny our roots, we will deny our existence. So we cannot but sustain our roots. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and next day we will solve more exercises from different texts. So I suggest you to practice things by yourself, taking from model test, previous year question, or from any online sources. So as long as you practice, you'll be able to master on this. You'll cut a good figure on this. So thank you so much. keep fine, stay at home, don't go outside without any reason, and keep you and your family members safe. Bye.